Good afternoon, Jan.
Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, code launch the recording has wrapped up. Finished that last week. Um, so there's some exciting news that's coming, but I can't share anything because signed signed an NDA. Um,
I will be
but
patient.
um, but yeah, some other things that are coming up or have just recently happened. I was just on uh, the Jeffrey Palermo podcast, the AI Azure DevOps podcast. Um, so yeah, Jeffrey Palermo, known him for years, and uh, yeah, we just kind of reconnected, and yes, this AI stuff is pretty wild. So yeah, we got on the podcast and talked about factory engineering. So so that is I've got that link in the show description. Um,
Okay.
so that's fun to check out. And then coming up on Tuesday, I will be doing a presentation at the Tulsa Developers Group, which you've joined a few times. Um, I know it's like starts at 11 o'clock or something your time,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly. So it's um, it would definitely be going late for you, but that will be recorded as well.
But okay, because on Tuesday, Tuesday evening, I'm out and
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not in before midnight.
okay.
So,
Well, very good.
but it will be recorded. Okay, that's good.
Yep, yep.
I think a month ago, when I was on holiday, there was one from Oklahoma,
Um,
um, which I didn't see.
yeah. So that might have been the announcement for the meeting that's coming up on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I've been doing in Oklahoma in the past few months.
Hmm. Okay. I read something,
Mm-hmm.
but I skipped it a little bit, so I don't remember the details. It was something like Musk was buying or collaborating with Cursor, with Anysphere, the makers of
Mm.
Cursor.
Okay, I haven't caught that one yet.
Um, so let me see whether I can find it immediately. It was on tweakers.net, and that was a few days ago. To that was probably Cursor. Yeah. Um, the title goes like SpaceX, but it's in Dutch. Can take over the IA programmer's tool Cursor for $16 billion.
16 billion. Wow.
$60 billion.
Oh, 60 billion. Even more. Wow.
Six, yeah, 660. So SpaceX made an agreement with Anysphere, the company behind Cursor. In that SpaceX gets the right um, to take over Anysphere later this year for $60 billion, or it pays $10 billion for how to translate that gezamenlijk werk, working together.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That
And then
sounds
there
kind
is
of similar to the deal that he set up with Twitter. Um, and then he was going to back out of the
oh,
deal, and then they said no, you can't back out of the deal, and he took him to court,
mm,
and then he said okay, I'll go forward and I'll purchase Twitter, and so
it took.
yeah, but
Yeah, that
okay,
might, let's see, it might be better, it might be worse.
yeah, yeah. So
Because
yeah, Cursor has
mm,
their own model that they've trained, Composer, and
mm,
the latest version of Composer is pretty good. Um, I tend not to use the the Grok models. Um, yeah, I don't find them to be as effective. So hopefully they won't replace Composer with Grok. Um,
mm.
but uh, but yeah, I find myself using Cloud Code most of the time anyway. So but I do like to. Well, I'm using Cursor at the client, and I do like to teach people Cursor as an on-ramp, because it is a little bit closer to the way that we work now, whereas Claude Code is a bit more foreign.
So the big advantage for AnySphere for Cursor right now is that they can train their model using the supercomputers from SpaceX.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like because of that deal, that they've decided to continue to invest in Composer. So if they want to use the SpaceX computers to train the next version of Composer, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we will see where it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is nothing in this world which is stable anymore these days.
Yeah. Very true.
We always hope that it gets for the better. So then I was hoping to. Oh yeah. Wait. The PR, I saw you got it for the factory engineering.
Yes. Yeah, I got that merged in.
Then in one of the previous videos, you were checking whether you had C# support in Cursor.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you realized that you had the Solution Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
So and there you said, okay, so I do have C# support, but I don't have this Solution Explorer in Cursor. I do have the C# extension installed.
Yeah.
Then I asked my friend AI, and he said you also have to install the C# devkit extension, which I don't find.
Okay.
Perhaps I can share that screen here.
Yeah, it might be going off of older information. So if it's relying upon its training set, then it's definitely going to be older information. I
will share the screen. Why is it giving? No, it's this one. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one is not giving a green border. So I see here the timeline outline, but I don't see the Explorer. If I go to the extensions, so I have the C# extension installed. So what is missing there?
Yeah, I've not looked lately. Let me do a quick scan. Yeah, I find myself in the agent mode most of the time when I'm in Cursor. So editor window. Let's see. And all right, let's just go to the factory engineering one. And okay, yeah, I guess I can share here. Share.
Me to stop sharing then?
No, I can share at the same time. Yep.
Yeah, we can share both.
All right. So there we go. So we've got okay. So what have I got? So yeah, I also don't see the Solution Explorer.
It was perhaps with Copilot that you had the Solution Explorer.
Yeah, I think it was. In Visual Studio Code. So yeah, I haven't even installed the C# support for Cursor. I still had this one, which we know does not work in Cursor. So I will uninstall that one. And there you installed. Okay. All right, so that is installed. What are the features? Refactoring, navigation, IntelliSense. So good code editing support with OmniSharp. Yeah, this doesn't say that it that it supports the Solution Explorer. So let's see what we can find out. Well, I'm going to keep it in agent mode so that we can make sure that it searches the web. So I'm going to say it used to be an @web. Yeah, I've been demoing out of Windsurf lately, so that might be where I'm remembering that. But you just say search the web. How to use Solution Explorer in Cursor. In fact, I will say C#, or I will say .NET/C#. Let's just make sure it knows what we're talking about. Cursor's official guidance. Microsoft C# Dev Kit. That's the one you were just talking about.
Yeah.
A copy from VS Code workaround. Interesting. Or JetBrains ReSharper extension. So. Interesting. So you can use JetBrains ReSharper extension in Cursor in order to get the Solution Explorer. Yeah. Okay. So that might be useful, or yeah. So it can't be installed directly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was VS Code with Copilot that you were using in that video.
Ah, yep.
Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah, so it says to download the extension, and then... Okay, so it's not in the marketplace, but you... this is saying at least that you can just download it, put it into the right folder, and then it will work. So yeah, if you just need language, then AnySphere C#. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try that out.
That might be worthwhile.
Mm-hmm. Then another thing. Wait, because now I made this one bigger. Let's make that smaller. So then I was thinking about summarizing, making a skill based on the gold mine of all the videos. Because there is so much information in it about the replicator, how to set it up, all the troubles, everything that you found out, everything that you have explained. But the videos it's so difficult to find something back. So if we could incorporate all that knowledge into a skill, that would be great. So one of the things I tried, I just took one video. Was it here? No. First thing, how many videos can you access in this one? And that are just the live streams.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good thing. He comes out with 216 rows, and that's exactly the number of videos. So that's okay.
Yeah, nice.
So that were just the live videos. Then I asked him to make a summary. Actually, I did it in two ways. I think one with Opus and one in auto mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I just summarized one single video, but I did summarize. I said summarize, which is
Yeah.
probably not the correct term. And it came up. Let me switch off this one. So that was the software factory session, the 2-hour one.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a little bit talked about hardware debugging, factory engineering website, skills command workflows, repositories, access, Navis version 2, the tooling, Chinaga modeling. But so it doesn't record the way Jinaga is working or what we are discussing really.
I see.
The other one, I know that was another one. Wait, which one was it here? Transcript, perhaps this one. Yeah, that was another one here from the same video. So one sentence overview. But it didn't really went better. So I thought perhaps instead of summarizing, I made a text like, please, I will copy that text here so you can read it
Oh, watch all the
without
videos.
starting it. Yeah. Watch all in chronological order, starting with the oldest. Acquire all the knowledge taught and demonstrated in the videos so that you will be able to answer any question about historical modeling, Chinaga, its infrastructure, how to use it, its inner workings, its installation, debugging hiccups, and so on. Be aware that the technology has evolved, and so features might have been added, improved, or corrected in the more recent videos. Update the Chinaga skill with what you learned. So that's the topic. Watch all the videos. I think that's a little bit too
It might be kind of too much, yeah.
but it might be a starting point.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I like how you've kind of framed the overall goal. Yeah, this is what I want you to accomplish. But I think the next step is then to break that down into pieces that you know that it would succeed in doing. And you know, knowing that it would succeed in doing something has definitely improved over the last several months. You know, now to the point that I know it would succeed if I told it to download the transcript. In fact, I've done that before. It would succeed if I asked it to summarize the transcript. The last time I tried, it didn't do a very good job of finding specific points within the conversation where we switched topics. That was something I was trying so that I could automatically insert time codes and say, okay, we switched, you know, at this point and this point and this point. Okay, summarize just between those 2 points and make that the title of this time code. And then the information that you're looking for is also encoded in the video, not just the transcript. So yeah, I'm always thinking about information theory. I'm thinking about how
reading the screens, the code.
Yeah. So if I had a black box, and basically I do, LLM is just a black box. I can't understand what's happening inside. But could I imagine, you know, any kind of machine or a person or any kind of process that produces the output that I'm looking for, given the input that I'm providing? And so if I zoom out and just say I'm providing transcripts, and now I want you to produce a description of maybe a tutorial of what we just covered. Well, there's information that's not here. There's the code that was on the screen. So yeah, you always have to make sure that you provide the right information. And so now, how can you construct a machine that gets the right information to the right place? So yeah, maybe one thing that does transcript, and then another thing that does periodic screenshots. Maybe using the screenshots to detect if these two screenshots are materially different, and then it's now important screenshots with the time codes. Now, as long as those time codes are in the transcripts, some transcript formats don't have the timeline. Some of them do. So have to make sure that information's in there. And then you might be able to get it to go one step further. So
You said some of the transcripts don't have a timeline?
yeah, some formats. So I'm thinking specifically about Microsoft Teams. You can download a transcript as a Word document or as a as special transcript format. The transcript format has the time code, but the Word document doesn't. I think if you download a transcript from YouTube, it always will.
Mm. Yeah, but so far at a certain moment I asked him to go and check the transcripts directly on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently that worked.
Yeah.
And there you have the timestamps.
Okay, good. Yeah, so the information's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I would kind of think through at a high level what's the machine that you want to build, and then zoom into one piece. Okay, one piece is go through this channel, pull out all of the video links, and then the next piece is given this video link, download the transcript. Yeah, and
Well,
you can construct that machine.
these are the video links.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
Uh-huh.
So the last one was Think Like a Scientist. That is a video link. 6 days ago. The Future of Factual. 13 days ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one that was the long one. The one
Yeah.
let's summarize. So it has a lot of possibilities to access YouTube, and it was struggling a little bit, but in the end it arrived at making this. But so to get the information from the code that is shown in the videos, I'm not sure whether it will be able to do that.
Yeah, there is a Python library that I've used. Actually it's an executable. The Python library just runs the executable, but it's YTDLP. It's the YouTube download something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He has been using that.
Okay. Yeah.
Or he wanted to use that, but then I didn't have Python installed. Oh, he did use it, I think. Video count.
Yeah. Since that is an executable, you can install it and then call it with PowerShell.
Yeah. YTDLP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the machine or the LLM building a small machine and then executing it. Yeah, if you take those steps yourself, in fact, you can within the session after it's figured out how to do something, you can say, break this down into repeatable steps, and then say, one step would be to get the list of videos. Another step would be to download the transcript. With YTDLP, it could actually download an MP4.
And make a skill out of that each time?
Yeah,
a summary, how we did that?
Yeah.
And then use that information to make the next step.
Yeah, exactly. So that way it can take, and I would definitely recommend installing Python so that this part becomes easier. Is that then it could take each of those deterministic steps and then write a Python script to execute them. It could do the same thing with PowerShell if you just wanted to stick with PowerShell. But yeah, I find that the Python code is it's tighter, it's easier to read, it's more portable. So So yeah, then you'll end up with a skill that has a set of scripts, and then it won't have to figure out how to do a thing each time. It's just right there in the script. And yeah, I've lately started to tell it to design the scripts to be composable, and then it puts in a little bit of extra thought and attention on making sure that that each script does just one thing, and then the parameters are consistent, and so it then puts instructions about if you want to do this, then call this script with these parameters, then that, and then take that and pass it into that, and now you've got a complete workflow, and then it's reusable. It's dynamic. It can adjust to different goals.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. If I can work in that direction, because that would really be a step forward.
Yeah.
If we have all that information.
Yeah. I can think of some other outputs that these same inputs can be rearranged to provide. So yeah, if if I could figure out how to get it to recognize a change in in topic, then automatically putting time codes is a valuable thing that people watching online could just go to a chapter. But then also, if it could tag each of the different videos, so maybe have it create a taxonomy, write a taxonomy file, and then as it watches a video, check the taxonomy to see if there's a tag that represents that video, and if so, and so now create a markdown file per video, like you have there with the summary, but then also put the tags into that markdown file, and then taxonomy file defines an evolving system of tags. Then when it says, okay, this one, back at the beginning they weren't talking about AI very much, and then all of a sudden there's one video where I'm talking about the GitHub Copilot, and then go back to talking about this weird math stuff for a bit, and then all of a sudden now everything is about AI. So as it's watching through those, it's like, okay, let's add that tag, and then we can go back and find that one outlier video. Let's go ahead and add that tag to the video. So with that taxonomy, then that could feed both a search engine, and it could feed
skill.
I'm thinking about other consumable outcomes, like maybe playlists. So recommend playlists. Okay, this is I created a few playlists. Like I created one that's about feeds, because we were just talking about how to build the feed endpoint. And so it could say, this is the the GitHub Copilot feed. This is the cursor feed. This is this is where we're talking about the future. And so create a feed, or create a playlist. Sorry, a playlist for each of the different tags. Could be another output.
Yeah, a little bit like Pluralsight is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They finally have the tools to fix their search, which has been broken for us a long time. All the authors have been giving them examples of, here, I searched for this term that is literally in the title of my course, and my course didn't show up on the front page. That makes us upset. It's like, I want people to there was one from that Julie Lerman had posted. This is a few years back, and it's like, literally people are looking for best practices in Entity Framework 6 or whatever, and literally that's the title of her course. And when people are looking for that, they're looking for a Julie Lerman course, and she types that in, and it doesn't show up. It's like, we got to fix this.
Yeah. I think she will not be happy with that. Yeah. And perhaps before that, so what was I thinking here? Perhaps start with the input from the books, because that's nicely structured.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Jinaga website. Then all the basic videos where you explain the principles,
Mm-hmm.
and then the live videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
that
like where this is going.
enhances every time with the live videos, starting from very old to the newest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So now you've mentioned skill a few times, so it could be a skill, but I'm thinking that um, this might even be better done as an MCP server. So what I'm thinking about is that a skill is best when it's small and it's got a fixed set of resources. So it can read in skill.md, 200 lines of markdown, and then immediately find the resource that answers its immediate question. Um, an MCP server can expose resources that kind of describe how to use the MCP server, and then part of its use might be that you've got a retrieval mechanism built in. So there might be a search tool, and so that's now giving the LLM the tools that it needs to find the resources, as opposed to giving it the raw resources themselves. Then that also means that the MCP server can be hosted somewhere, and people can just install it. They can just connect to it and access that information. Whereas with the skill, that's going to be installed on their machine, and if they need to update it, then they'll need to grab the new version.
But then the MCP server is going to search, for example, a video when it needs some particular information.
Yeah, I think the information can still be distilled and made easily searchable, but then just hosted online. So it's behind the MCP server. Yeah, I've tried some experiments in this path. So just using ChatGPT and creating a project and putting resources in there. I constructed a project that has all of the chapters of my book. So I just took the markdown version of the chapters, so they're nice and easy to read. And actually, I think I just did this with one chapter, just to experiment. And so it's got all the, I wrote the book in Markdown and with a separate file per section of a chapter and a separate folder for each chapter. And so I had that information up there, and I was basically able to use it as a retrieval augmented generation, but it didn't act as somebody who had ingested this information. It didn't. It was able to tell me about historical modeling. It wasn't able to perform historical modeling. It still mixed it in with its general knowledge. So yeah, I think that some of the resource scaffolding around it would be, forget what you know about relational modeling, forget what you know about event sourcing. Yeah, this isn't those things, even though there will be things that remind you of those. But we're not going to do that. We're going to be explicit and do historical modeling. And then, having the retrieval augmented generation, that gives you the ability to ask questions about the book, or ask questions about Jinaga, or ask questions about historical modeling in general. And then to actually use that information, you might want to now perform some modeling. So describe a problem, suggest a few patterns, give a model, suggest some things that you might want to change about it. And for that, I think that it would be useful to have more than just the resources, but some specific tools that it can use. Like,
Do you mean, by
yeah,
specific tools?
yeah. So when you express a historical model, the best way I found is to use the factual modeling language. And so, yeah, in the second edition of the book, I really formalized and locked down the factual modeling language, made it very similar to the implementation that's in Janaga. And so I do have a validator that I actually ran while I was writing the book to validate my specifications. So, yeah, type in the specification, it gets rendered to the book, but I'm also running it through this validator, just doing some syntax checking, and because it was now a formal language. So if it had a validator, then it could basically run a little lint step. Yep, I have that model correct. Or maybe even if it could do something like turn a model into a graph, and not have to load that all up into its context and then open up Markdown or Mermaid or GraphViz and output that. But instead, it's like, here's the model tool. You produce the SVG, however you do that, and then display the SVG. Yeah. So I think that would be worthwhile. Probably the one of the best ways to design an MCP server that I've found is to come up with use cases that, given that the model has access to this MCP server, when I ask this particular question, then I get back a response that has these features in it. And that's actually what an evaluation is. That's an eval. So so yeah, using an eval framework, we can put together some use cases of here I'm just asking a question about the content of the book. So what is historical modeling not useful for? Then I expect to get back some list that includes reports. So, okay. And then maybe another one. Excuse me. How do you recommend that I install or that I integrate a historical model with a reporting system, and then expect the response to include something about playing the results of a specification into a relational database. So all of that's straight from the book. But then have other evals that are, here's the problem, write me a model, and then the expected response should be some fact definitions that include these names in these fields.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You just describe and it gives you the model.
Yeah.
What did I wrote down? I'm gonna do some experiments with that and see how far I get. And the other thing I was trying to incorporate, and that one is it still here or not? I should have here. So I had, let me put this one away here. Why is it always, I don't know why, but this agent thing, this icon is never working the way I want.
Oh yeah.
I would expect it to go away, but
yeah. Control Shift or Control Alt B
Control
collapses
Alt.
that one.
That's the one.
Yeah. And it's
Control
also the button that looks like a chat bubble.
button that looks like this one?
No, all
No,
the way
this
at the top, right next to the gear. Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Oh, but this one is Control Alt G and not B.
Oh,
Here. You see the pop-up?
that's
Let's try.
strange. Huh. Yeah, but Control Alt B works.
So that's good. And B also worked. Both. Never mind.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a preview. That's a diff file. Oh, he's in
Yeah. So this is
skills.
showing the entire diff of all the changes.
Yeah, right. Skills. Did I have two of them? No, I don't want this. Where was it now?
Yeah, in that
Close
that
here,
diff.
skills here.
Okay.
Here in references skill here. That's one. And then did I see another one? No, skill creator, no. Why don't I see a preview here for to have it as open preview to the side, yeah, but it's easier to read.
Yeah.
So actually, let me see where I have that norm. Cursor, what was it here? Skills. I thought I put it somewhere here. No, not here. Oops. Put the PDF file. Where did I get it? No, not here. I was thinking put it nicely away so that, okay, then, and it's perhaps...
Put it somewhere where I'd never lose it.
No, now is reglementering. Okay, no, I put it with now is. So I have here a French version, but for the French version you have to pay, so it's you are not allowed to copy it and all these things.
Yeah.
So I can probably not share it.
Yep.
But the English version, I found it on the official Norway, yeah, Norwegian site. It's in English, so all the better. So wait, let me show you that one. Perhaps put it a little bit more like this. Is that still readable?
The title page is. I don't know if the content will be.
Yeah. So this is just the standard about the non-automatic weight scales. Yeah, that's the old Navis version. And so that's 144 pages. And you see, that's all very, very dense things, definitions. And actually the test itself, in the A section, described here. So Annex A is about the testing procedures. And so from A4, or this one, no, A44, termination of weighing performance. So here it's text on how it goes, but you need to know the rest of the 144 pages with all the definitions to make sense out of it.
Yeah.
So actually, the moment that you want to summarize that, let me see. Did it make? Yeah, so it made a summary out of that. Let me share that one again. So we are here. So this was that one goes back up here. Oh, now I see Michael in big. Yeah, Michael in small. The text in big. Was it that? Yeah. So what did I ask it for? Let me see. I should have that somewhere. A4, no.
Yeah, so it looks like it is, just reading this, that it is able to explain in more natural language what was happening in each of the those different sections.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was able to pull information from earlier in the PDF. That's pretty impressive.
I will copy in here the text that I used at that time. So here I want to develop software to inspect non-automatic weighing instruments according to the test described in Appendix A from A44 to A410. Of course, these tests need to comply with the information in the complete document. Create a skill based on the whole document in such a way that an AI agent can use the skill to deeply understand how to perform these tests, and the agent can make sure that the software complies with the content of the complete document.
Yeah.
That was, and so then it wrote all this.
Mm-hmm.
So the core concepts, the workflow, and then the annex requirements to translate. So it says, okay, loading, unloading from 0 to max to 0, the initial intrinsic error 10 times, and
Wow.
so on. So
yeah, that is really concise and easy to understand.
yeah, but so there is a lot more information in that standard. The standard is very dense.
Yeah.
So my question is, would it be best to summarize it or just to take the whole document?
Yeah, this this has been changing quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, here I've been lazy, just one agent prompt and let it summarize everything.
Right.
Perhaps I should go step by step and review and.
Yeah, ultimately, I think that will produce better output, but the only way to know for sure is evaluations. So yeah, ultimately, yeah, it's really nice that a human can read this, but this isn't for the human to read. This is for the machine to be able to use and solve a problem. So so if you can frame the problem in the form of evaluations, so yeah, I've done this in Claude Code. I haven't done this in Cursor, but I would ask Cursor if it's able to create an evaluation framework for you. So basically, it would install an evaluation framework, typically like a Python framework, and then create some evaluations, and then execute them, and give you a score of how well was the model able to solve these tasks. And so putting that framework around it first before you then start to experiment really helps you to see where it's falling down, where it's missing information, and then make a plan. And then as you change things, you'll be able to see if it regresses or if it improves. So yeah, definitely would start there, and then the things to explore would be to put together steps that would implement agentic RAG. So RAG is retrieval augmented generation. So basically, you've got a vector search. You've indexed your documents into the vector database, and then you're taking your query, run the search, now put the results back into the query and answer the question. So it's a very simple little mechanical way of getting something to talk about the documents. But agentic RAG is now giving the agent the tools that it needs in order to perform those searches. And so now the agent is deciding how it's going to use those tools. So RAG basically hard codes, this is the way you use that search engine. But now you give the agent, here's the problem that you're trying to solve. What searches would be best? And it comes up with a search rather than just put the text into the search. And then when it gets the results, now it can evaluate, are these really the results I need? Or are they showing me I need to do a different search? And it can do a different search. So it can make decisions throughout that process. So agentic RAG might be a better pattern to apply. And so, yeah, if you go down the agentic RAG path, then you might end up creating an MCP server instead of a skill.
Okay.
Because MCP servers allow you to expose tools. Skills allow you to create scripts, which could kind of be hacked to do agentic RAG, but that seems like MCP server is the way to go. And there is a Python library called FastMCP that once you tell it, hey, I want to create an MCP server, that's probably the first thing that it'll find. And so that will basically create an MCP server out of a set of Python functions. So just decorate each of the functions with the description of how to use it, and then expose that as an MCP server to the LLM. And now you can quickly iterate on an MCP server within your project, and then when you've got your evaluation framework around it, then you can say, well, I'll try this scenario. Oh, it fails in this way. Well, what tool would help it to succeed? So I can imagine that the tools you would come up with would be things that would look up a definition to a term. So the question might be around a particular metrology procedure, and that is search on that procedure, find the section. Okay, it's got a bunch of equations, and just the shorthand, like the jargon, and then it would say, oh, I don't understand these terms. Well, let me go ahead and use this dictionary tool, look them up, and now it's got the dense information, and then it's expanded it. I can imagine that might be the way that it ends up going, but yeah, I don't know.
So going a tree down, always more specialized then.
Yes. Yeah, and most importantly, start with evaluations so that you know if you're going in the right direction. Because without that, you're just kind of guessing.
But by building this evaluations, that's always very limited. It's not going to cover the whole document.
Yeah, they're kind of like unit tests. In this case, since it's non-deterministic, a unit test, once you've got a passing unit test, you want it to always pass. If you've got non-deterministic unit tests, you've got a problem. But in this case, you would basically be working with the MCP server for a bit, and then you say, it's really not doing well on this, and then you would say, add to the evaluation suite something that tests this, and then it will say, here's the input, here's the expected output, and then run the evals. Oh no, it fails. So and then you can start to iterate on what skills or what tools or what resources would help to to solve this problem. Give me several options. And here's some different options. Oh, we need a dictionary tool. Okay. Write me a dictionary tool and then rerun the evaluations. So it becomes a really fun loop.
Yeah, because it's a complete interaction.
Yeah.
With iteration steps.
Yep. Yep. And then you just start another session and you start interacting with your new MCP server and say, oh, it's doing better. Until you hit the next thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Let's see if I had other questions here. So this one we had it. No, that was all. Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of things to experiment with.
Yeah. 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 I'm currently going through this same process on another little side project related to Janaga. I kind of teased that side project before, so maybe I'll be able to share some of my evals and show how that's going. So, yeah.
We can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Time is almost up.
Yep. Yep. Good discussion. Yeah.
So many exciting things with AI.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Let's experiment with these patterns. See if it's going to be good for metrology. See if it's going to be good for historical modeling. See if it's going to be good for building and running a Janaga model in real time inside a Claude cowork. Let's see if we can make that happen.
I think once we have these things running, development can go a lot faster.
Yeah.
And easier for the brain.
Yep.
For what's left.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still kind of in that frantic mode myself, but sometimes I find myself rising above that and saying, oh, okay, this is actually kind of nice once we've got all the pieces working. And then they stop working and I'm back into frantic mode trying to make it all fit.
Yeah, but it could be real help. There's so many things now. And if it can just give you hints, oh, you forgot that.
Yeah.
That would be a real help. So we will get there.
Yes. Indeed. All right. Well, then until next week.
Until next Thursday. Okay.
Yep.
See you then, Michael. Thank you very much.
See you then, Jan. Bye.
Have a good working day. Bye-bye.